In this video, we will learn how to use the null operators in C#. We'll show the usage of the null coalescing operator, null coalescing assignment operator, and null conditional operator. Let's start with a null coalescing operator. I will create a string variable called name and set it to null. Now I will create a variable username and use the coalescing operator to set its value. This statement basically means that if the variable on the left is null, give me the other value, which is default name. Since we are using the console writeLine method in these tutorials a lot, we can use a shortcut here, so just type CW and then hit tab twice. So if we print out the username, we'll get default name here. Now let's continue with the same example and show the usage of the null coalescing assignment operator. I'm going to create a constant variable of the string default name, so I can reuse it down below. You can press Ctrl dot to open the suggestions menu or Command dot if you're on a Mac. Okay, back to the example. If I type name and then double question mark with equal sign here and use the default name as the right operand, this means that the variable name will be set to default name if it's null. It's the same as if we wrote this. Let's prove this by actually setting the value of the name variable. Now the default name wasn't used because the name wasn't null. Finally, we will see the null conditional operator in action, the one that is also known as Elvis operator. Let's create a simple class called order with a single property called ID. Now in our main program, we add the using namespace statement and set the order to null. If we try to access the ID property of an order and try to print it out, we would obviously get a null reference exception. By adding the null conditional operator after the object's name, we could avoid it. We can also use multiple Elvis operators in the same expression. Let's create another class and name it product. And let's say we have a property product inside of the order class. The compiler warns me that a non-nullable property must contain a non-null value when exiting the constructor, but for the sake of the demo, I want it to stay like that. When I go back to the program.cs and I actually initialize the order, I get 0 in the output, as this is the initial value for the integer type. But if I try to access the order's product ID, I would get a null reference exception again because we intentionally didn't initialize that product property. To avoid this exception, we could repeat the Elvis operator inside of the expression like this. So that's how we can use the null operators in C#. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.